As irrelevant as people say I am in hip hop, I make them bigger by getting into this thing where I'm like, I want to destroy him.
Eminem is one of the most legendary rappers of all time. His music in hip-hop is recognized as some of the best and most iconic of the genre's history, so understandably, Eminem carries some mystique when it comes to rap battles.
I know something about you. You went to Cranbrook, that's a private school.
Even beyond the 8 Mile movie, it seems like Eminem is one of the few rappers that people are afraid of when talking about battles on the mic. So if I told you a couple of years ago that Eminem's toughest threat would be MGK, you'd look at me like I'm crazy, but I'd be telling the truth. To understand how all of this unraveled, we gotta go a few years back. The year was 2018, about 9 months after the release of Eminem's worst album, Revival. Everybody hated it, they clowned Eminem for it, and the narrative was that M was finally washed. And while everybody just kind of moved on eventually, Eminem was in the tuck preparing a surprise album that would silence all the critics.
Back 2017, back on everyone.
It was bitter. Eminem made it clear that he was bothered and that he was hungry to prove people that he was still one of the top rappers in the industry.
I know this time Paul and Dre, they won't tell me what not to say.
But anyways, we're not here for that, because as it relates to MGK and Eminem, the real story revolves around the 8th track on the album, Not Alike.
Brain dead, eye drops, pain mid.
The track starts off with a Look Alive type beat. You got Royce rapping here and there, Eminem poking fun at the triplet flow and the new wave of rappers. But if we want to see the initiation of this MGK versus Eminem beef, we have to head towards the beat switch.
With a submachine gun, and I'm talking to you, but you already know who the fuck you are.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, wasting a beat switch and one of the best disses on your album towards MGK is kind of crazy. I can't get behind it. But, I mean, I guess if there's someone that you were gonna give this energy to, the guy being a creep to your underage daughter would be that guy. And although Eminem spent a large portion of that song dissing MGK, after the album came out, most people just focused on everything else. Like, the biggest takeaway for many was that Eminem was back. He didn't care about your feelings and we could forget about Revival. And as for people dissed by Eminem, most of them just didn't care, or they didn't respond. I mean, most of them except for MGK. Machine Gun Kelly was a rapper from somewhere in Ohio, and he was just kind of there for most of the 2010s. I don't know how to explain it other than he wasn't bad enough to gain any negative attention, and he wasn't good enough to gain any positive attention either. Essentially, he was the epitome of mid.
I stuff my pockets with these dollars till the Fetty make it burst like pinatas. From the, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see like how you can like listen to that and not like be like, that's.
It doesn't move me, man. Like.
And if you wanted a representation of how mid MGK was, his most notable achievements included Ohio Hip Hop Awards and a Radio Disney Awards. Like, I'm looking at Ohio rappers right now, and based on enjoyability alone, I rank him 5th behind Kid Cudi, King Ship, or Ship the Ripper if you want to call him that, I Show Speed, and the one guy from 21 Pilots, because Google says he's a rapper, and you know, I like some of the 21 Pilots songs. All of this might make you wonder, why would MGK diss someone as legendary as Eminem? And the answer really comes down to, well, why not? From the perspective of MGK, it's kind of like you don't lose any fans if you do horrible, and you gain the respect of many if you do decent, and decent he did. Forgotten in the revisionist history that fans tend to have is that MGK put up a competent battle.
Somebody grab him some clippers. His fucking beard is weird.
Weird Beard is one of the weirdest yet kind of impactful disses I've ever heard, just based on the fact that Eminem does kind of look weird with a beard. I'm kind of used to it now, but especially at the time, that shit did look weird, dog.
I'ma call up Trick. Man, you sound like a bitch.
However, where I think it works and where the song really shines is when MGK is on the wordplay type beat, and not just random wordplay, but wordplay that relates to Eminem's prime, and kind of using that to highlight the fact that Eminem is an old person now.
Knees weak or old age, the real Slim Shady can't stand up.
However, for as good as MGK did, it really didn't matter. Most people just kind of giving credit because he did better than everybody expected, but I can recognize that the song is kind of like a 6 out of 10. I just think it's above average. And in terms of Eminem battles, it was refreshing to see because his most competitive opponents up to this point were a magazine writer, Mariah Carey, ICP, and Ja Rule. kinda. Although now that I think about it, MGK is like not necessarily better than those. But in terms of the battle he actually put up, he put up a decent battle. To the point that people were wondering would Eminem respond. He didn't need to, if we're being honest, but MGK's song was viewed as something that was worth responding to.
You haven't heard his Rap Devil response?
No, I heard it.
What do you think of it?
It's not bad for him. He has some good lines in it.
On September 14th, 2018, Eminem would release Kill Shot.
Out Kelly, ooh, but I'm 45 and I'm still out selling you.
As you can probably guess, the song was a response to Rap Devil. Every time MGK messed up, M was right there to point it out.
Your last 4 albums suck. Go back to recovery. Oh shoot, that was 3 albums ago.
And although it really doesn't matter that Machine Gun Kelly messed up Eminem's discography, M put it in such a way to where it did matter. But also, do you remember when I said that MGK's best disses revolved around M being old and past his prime? Well, Eminem's best disses also relied around him being old and past his prime.
I'd rather be 80-year-old me than 20-year-old you.
But to be honest with you, that wasn't the only thing that stung MGK in the eyes of hip-hop fans. Because I think the worst part of this whole diss track for MGK was when Eminem basically called him a stan.
Realized I forgot to call you back. Here's that autograph for your daughter. I wrote it on a starter cap.
And to be honest with you, it is a pretty common tactic when it comes to diss tracks, but this one worked because MGK admitted that he was an Eminem fan. All in all, the diss track received an insane amount of attention. It was breaking records with YouTube views, and this one didn't even have a music video. It was just the diss track speaking for itself. But it isn't a diss track that I would put in the great pantheon of diss tracks. However, it did its job in killing MGK's career. Or did it? Now, I know that sounds crazy to a lot of you because it's basically fact in this internet world that Eminem destroyed MGK's rap career. But I think what really did it was the EP he released 1 week after Kill Shot.
I left off 4, 3, 2, and lift off. Yeah.
The Binge EP was a massive flop, commercially and critically. All the respect that MGK had gathered for standing up to Eminem, and it threw it down the drain. The project was so bad that nobody really wanted to hear MGK rap again, man. And in my opinion, that's what really killed MGK's career. Well, his rap career, I should mention.
I swear to God, I never fall in love.
Yeah, ever since 2018, MGK hasn't really been rapping. And this whole pop punk alternative type aesthetic, it worked incredibly well for him. And I mean, hey, MGK might not be critically successful, but man, is he commercially successful now. With that being said, y'all disappoint me. I ain't gonna lie. Like, hey, those who viewed the Bling Era video, shout out to y'all. And shout out to me. Alright? Anyways, yeah, shout out to Jay Dilla, and I'm gonna let the outro roll. So, yeah.